Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage is MikeKingBiz, the voice of RVA business media. At MikeKingBiz, we celebrate the idea that business makes society better. On behalf of the whole MikeKingBiz ecosystem, we say a big thank you.
So I'm gonna so anybody think we're gonna give you time to tell and promote your story, whatever it is. Before we get started, just sort of tell you what I do and who I am. My name's Mike King. I came here from Richmond. I'm from Philadelphia, so all of the stories that you've heard about us, they're true. They're true. We are the kings of pettiness. Well, that's just a sports part. So what I do is my parents always owned their own business, and they were the people that when somebody showed up with a problem, my dad had been an orphan. I'd been the only kid for 14 years, and my parents, they just did a lot. And people would show up with a problem, my dad would say, hold on a second, and my mom, and they get on the phone and help showed up. There's a couple of things I learned with that one. People say it's not what you know, it's who you know. My dad said, forget that. It's who knows you. It doesn't matter who you know. When you walk into a room, I know people before their brands, before I meet them. Your brand told your whole story. And so that's what I do. So every day I'm out there. I've been on ESPN Richmond for 6 years, talking business on the sports station. 60% of the people engaged with me are women. You never see me by myself. I got crew here coming down because there's power in numbers. And so that's what I do. So I slide into somebody's DM and say, hey, you want to come here, come on my program, or I'll come to your town and tell your story. I do that because I got great sponsors like my man right here, Dean Francis, Paula Nelson Wise is in the back, Maryland's the reason that we're here, SBA, and we got the Metropolitan Business League announced. They're going to tell their stories. They tell you, we're going to hear about what's going on here. You may know a lot of what's going on in your town, but sometimes people miss it because you're doing everything else, putting out fires every day. So we got the Chamber who's here. One, I'm a big proponent of the Chamber. The Chesterfield Chamber changed my business life. It did. And so shout out to Danielle Fitzhugh and Karen Webb because the Chamber, you don't have to know everything. Somebody's been down that road already, and it's lonely being in business. It's lonely. You got to figure out everything for yourself, but somebody's been down that road already. So we're going to do here, I'm not scripted. I'm not, Gail King or Anderson Cooper. I've been warned with the questions, I'm telling you. They made sure, Mike, what are you going to talk about? I'm like, how do I know? I ask you, I say, hey, what's going on here in South Hill? Somebody says, this is what we're doing. I say, wow, that's interesting. Tell us about it. What we do is we connect Richmond with South Hill or Richmond to Brunswick, or I go do this. I'm going to Surrey in a couple weeks. We've done it in Emporia. Just telling a story. Richmond folks may think this is the other side of the world, but there's business opportunities here that people wouldn't even know about. And that's what we're doing. So we broadcast this. This is going to air on my show. Okay, that's enough. Let's get this started. I'm tired of talking. I ain't got started yet. Okay. Mr. Rothstein, we're good? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to On the Mic with Mike. This is the Road Show edition coming to you all the way from South Hill. Yes, passports, we didn't need one. Visa, we didn't need one. We just came down the road to this. There's a lot of energy going on in this area, and what we're here to do is tell you about it. You can follow me on all the social platforms, which is On the Mic with Mike RVA, as well as MikeKingBiz. We broadcast every day, Monday to Friday, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, as well as YouTube. And we're on ESPN Richmond every Saturday from 6 to 7 a.m. We talk to the best and the brightest. Okay, so years ago, I met this lady, Marilyn, and she's always talking about, this is what I'm going to do with my business. And I went to the sales pitch, didn't I? You did. I did. I'm a salesman. Hey, you need to be on here with me. I can help you. She says, yes, I said it. I warn people when a sales pitch is coming because I just feel obligated to let you know I'm going to hit you with a sales pitch. And she said, when I'm ready. Well, she's ready, and that's why we're here today. The dream that she had talked to me about years ago in Brunswick, doing the same thing, in Emporia, telling me about what she was going to do, and she did it. So what we're going to do here today, we're down here talking Thank you for coming. So what we did is we have folks here who are in the panel. We're going to talk to them. We're going to talk to some of the folks who came down with me. And we'd like to thank Dean Francis for being the title sponsor of making this happen for me coming down. Okay, so let's get started. Next to me, we have Marilyn Cabiness.
Yes.
That's you.
Yes, that's me.
That is you. And this is your house.
It is.
This is the house that you built. Okay. Next to you, we have Brentley Morris,
Yes.
and that is with Economic Development.
With the town of South Hill.
There you go. We're going to hear all about that. Sandra Tanner is with the Chamber. Shout out to the Chamber.
Yeah.
So, do you see your members in here?
I see some members
Okay.
in here. I even have a
So-
board, I have a board
Okay.
member in here as well.
We'd like to thank the board member because, like I said, be involved in the Chamber because it's not what you know, it's who you know, but it's also you're one connection away.
Yeah.
People always talk about in marketing CPMs, the cost per thousand. It's not. It's not the cost per thousand. It is the cost per one. That one person that you met, you told your story, you told your dream to, you said you had, this building happened because of one conversation, one person. So that's going to be a part of it as well. And we got Martin Short from Small Business Administration, SBA, is here talking about the programs. All righty, madam, we're going to
Yes.
start with you. Tell us where we are, what we're doing here today. And this was a grand opening. I love Chamber,
Yes.
with the ribbon cuttings. Those are always really cool.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So yes, this is the place where transformation happens. So the vision is to help people build their confidence and prepare them for the marketplace, whatever that might look like. Whether you're entering the marketplace, starting with high school and college students, whether you're making a transition, maybe you want to go into leadership, maybe you've retired from the military and you're stepping into that civilian work, or you're retiring. Whatever that looks like, we're here to help. I tell people if you have a people problem, we have a people focused solution. So when people come in here, I want them to leave transformed. And the biggest part of that for us is their mindset. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to serve the community. We're here to build people up and send them out to all these wonderful organizations and businesses that are coming to Mecklenburg County.
Okay. So I come from a long line of preachers, and I'm not one. I was in the Army. I always like to say I'd be remiss. I don't know why I dislike that saying. I have to talk about the people who came down with me. Dean Francis is right here in the middle. Raise your hand, sir. Okay, and he's going to talk about financing for a business and maybe some money uncovered that are there with credits. That's what he's going to talk about. That's more than me. Demetria Harris is with the Metropolitan Business League, MBL, is one of the main organizations across the country, across the state, doing a lot of business, helping small business organizations. So they're partners of mine. We do things in Brunswick, Richmond, Petersburg, and they're out in the 757. It's like she's going to tell you some of the things that's happening there. Paula Nelson Wise came in from King and Queen. She did have to get a visa because she's a wise tax lady, and what she talks about is the importance of making sure that your finances are right in your business. Thank you. All right, sir, you're up next. Tell us who you are, what you do.
I'm Brent Morris. I'm the economic developer for the town of South Hill. I started with the town of South Hill back in 2017. I was a banker for 13 years and just in marketing and banking, and the town approached me and said they wanted to start an economic development position, but really didn't know what that would look like and how it would feel. So we came in the door and we started figuring it out. And back to your point, you're always one person away from knowing everything. So we just started making connections and building that position up. And today we've seen the town go from a agricultural driven, starting in 1901, to now we host one of the biggest data centers in the world with Microsoft here, and the technology industries here. VCU built a $200 million hospital here, so healthcare has become quite an industry here. Manufacturing is still strong here. So we've just seen over time like how the dynamics change. And one of the most important things I think to highlight today, in addition to what Maryland's doing, which I think is a great asset to the community, is you have to be ready to pivot swiftly. South Hill, if you'd asked people that lived here 20 years ago what South Hill looked like it does today, they would say no. It would not. So today we have pivoted. We're looking at different industries, different technologies. We've also seen a dramatic change in leadership with the town. You've seen some young blood come in and new visions and a lot of new faces. So, and it's a great thing for the town. And here we go, another face and another business opening. So it's a great thing.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you. Sandra Tanner, let's hear all the great things happening with the chamber.
Do you want my sales pitch now? Or
Of
you want
course. You know, we're salespeople. We start
you're
the
right,
second we
are.
get a chance, we run with it.
So, as you said, I'm Sandra Tanner. For 37 years, I worked for Virginia Tourism Corporation, the state tourism office, and I did tourism development, which was a broad spectrum of things for developing tourism product, developing tourism programs, strategic planning, and all the things like that. And 2.5 years ago, this position became available and was right in my wheelhouse. It's what I could come in and do and how I could make some changes. So we've kind of changed. We're an economic development chamber now, which means we do anything that we can to help our businesses. Some of the things that we do, we are working with a consultant out of Colorado so that all of our businesses can learn how to market globally and outside of the area. And using very little resources. It's not all about how much money you can spend. It's about how you can take the things that are out there and the tools and use those. And so we're working with him right now. This is free to our businesses. If you were to take it on your own, it's $850 value, and plus airfare to Colorado and room and board. So that's one of the things. We do all types of workshops. We do AI. We have done, we're getting ready to do QuickBooks. We do ServSafe for our food-based businesses. We do service of excellence training so that our businesses in our town will be welcoming. We're working in conjunction with the Bailey Center and putting together the Bloom Together program, where we are helping our businesses to become inclusive and welcoming to people that have differing abilities, so that if they come in, they know what to expect. And then we're going to be marketing all of those businesses that these are safe places for you to go if you have autism or Down syndrome or even Alzheimer's or dementia. It'll help them to recognize that in our community. We work with Martin. We've had him down. We worked with SBDC, and we worked with Maryland through Civil Rise. We have office hours there where our businesses can come in and get any type of assistance that they need. Let's see. We create events that benefit our businesses. In other words, those events are going to get somebody in the door, not just out on the street. They're going to get them in the door so that they can profit as well. And we have monthly luncheons, and that's kind of a networking time. We're also going to start developing some different networking opportunities. And then we have speakers that are coming in that are relevant to things that they need, business opportunities. And we have an annual dinner that's coming up, and we're going to hear about the hospital and what they've done there. So I guess to end my sales pitch, in a nutshell, we are the connector. We connect you to services, we connect you to resources, we connect you to other businesses, to other members, to someone in the community. If you come in and you tell me what it is that your vision is, then I can think, because I've been here since the trees were that tall. And by the way, I started at Virginia Tourism when I was 10, so you do the math.
Just clear.
So anyway, I know a lot of the people and a lot of the players. Even if they're not here, I know them across the region. And I go once a year for a week to the General Assembly so that I can lobby for our businesses and the things that are helpful to them, some of the laws and things that are coming down. So in a nutshell, that's what we do.
I'd like to piggyback on that. So shout out to them good friends, Richmond Region Tourism, Danielle Fitzhugh and Catherine O'Donnell, good friends of the program. They support and sponsor the program and always talking about the amazing things that are happening, as well as we had Rita McClenny on maybe about a month or so ago, talking about tourism across the state. And when we look at it, the amount of money that tourism brings in, it's not just for, I guess, it helps bring down taxes. It helps the community with all the things when people come into town with all the things that you guys have going down here. Up next is my man Martin Short from SBA.
Thanks. Thank you very much, Mike. First of all, I'd like to say, Ms. Cabiness, Congratulations.
Thank you.
And the SBA and our resource partners are here to help you along the way in any way that we can. I really am proud to see businesses grow and develop. I'm personally from this area, not from Southfield, from Murdersville. I'm a Murdersville boy, Brunswick County, 15 minutes away. So I understand entrepreneurship. My mom had her own beauty shop. My folks had a family farm. And my cousin had a trucking business. And so, you know, once you have that bug in you, right, that entrepreneurship bug in you, it never goes away. It always stays with you. So I live in Chesterfield, and SBA, we're in Richmond, downtown Richmond. I'm going to be spending a lot more time here in rural communities because that's a focus area that we have. So we're focusing on manufacturing, housing affordability, the trades. So that's what the initiative is right now. So I look forward to coming home, look forward to working with Sandra. And now that Mike King has branched out outside of Richmond and into the rural communities, we have a lot of work to do. So what the SBA offers is counseling, okay, free counseling. Okay, we do that through our resource partners, SPDC, WBC. Is Dana here? Dana was
here. She was here.
She was.
Okay.
Okay, all right. And the VBOC Veteran Business Outreach Center and SCORE. So those resources provide free counseling and mentorship. Also, we do workshops online and also in person. So we're going to be spending a lot more time here. I'm working very closely with Alfreda Jared Reynolds over in Brunswick County. And when you look at this whole pocket, the rural areas, it's one big community, so to speak, because the challenges and the similarities are just that. They're very, very similar. And so I'm looking forward to spending more time with you guys. And if you need any assistance, you need my card, just let me know, okay? Thanks a lot, Mike.
Alrighty. So just to give an idea, the other night, Martin Short he says, hey, I'm a country boy. And he said, what are you doing? I'm sitting in the house. He says, I'm flying my drone over my farm. Get ready to do some work on the farm. I'm like, oh, really? Yes. I'm from the suburbs of Philadelphia. So we're just going to leave it at that. You know, I'm not that Mr. Fix-It guy. Oh, so when we look at it, you want to talk about a program that's near and dear to you.
Yes, Silver Rise. So I am an independent contractor with Silver Rise. Shout out to the Silver Rise and the CIC people.
So where they at? Raise your hands, okay.
I'm definitely excited to be a part of that. And what they do is I'm a business navigator with them. So, and also an ecosystem builder. So what I do is work with entrepreneurs from start to finish. Whether you have a great idea, whether you're growing or scaling your business, we help them walk through that process. As we talked about, entrepreneurship can be lonely.
Yes.
So having those places to connect, we'll be doing some meetups. As Sandra mentioned, I've been over at the Chamber in South Hill doing some office hours. So any entrepreneurs that you know of, the ones who are in their kitchen and basement still, that need to come on out and fully start their business, I'm here to help in that capacity also.
So when we look at it, you've been talking about this RISE program for a while.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
What was it about that really got you interested? And what can it bring? So what somebody else wants to do it, what can they take away from that?
So for me, I've always been a champion because I was a product of RISE. So I started out in that program, and they worked so well with.
Is it? Oh, I'm looking at where it was me. I'm like, don't worry about it. No.
So
Okay.
yes, but I started out in that program. They have a 16-week cohort that pretty much takes people through that process of entrepreneurship from ideation to launch. And I mean, they truly are who they say they are. RISE truly cares. It becomes family. As you see, so many people are here today, and I met them either as part of the cohort or just connections through RISE and the CIC.
Okay, so Brent, we're talking. You've been at economic development pre-pandemic. What's something that you guys are doing now that you never would have done before? So you think about, there would have been restaurants and things in Chesterfield and Henrico that we're not allowed to do anything that had to do with whether it was takeout or, laws that need to be changed. The pandemic changed that, and I always ask leaders, what did you learn from that? And you say, we continue to do that to this day, and because it makes sense. We're not going back to what it was before.
Well, I think one of the things that the businesses navigated I look at the pandemic as it was an opportunity for people. It really made businesses step outside of their box.
Yes.
The one thing that I've noticed that businesses took on doing was more self-promotion, digital promotion, more like live sales, things like that. We have a local business, Lundy Lane, who started doing like Wednesday night lives. And it's a huge component of her business today, and it was just not a thing before. So people learned how to navigate more in a digital platform to really put their information out there. It also taught the town of South Hill that there was a lot of opportunity to tell our story through a digital format. There's this misconception, I feel like, across the board, and it's not Virginia, it's not North Carolina, it's across America, that you have to move to a rural city or a metropolitan or city or something like that to make a good living. And that's not true.
That's not true.
There is a lot of money in these rural communities. There's a lot of traffic coming through here. We have 80,000 vehicles a day come through South Hill, Virginia. People look at you like you have 5 heads when you tell them that. And I'm like, there is a lot of small little opportunities throughout these rural communities that benefit you. And one of the main things, and Sandra kind of touched on this, and Marilyn has touched on it, and SBA has touched on it, and you also touched on it, that in smaller towns, you get to know people a lot differently than you do in a metropolitan area. It's a smaller knit community. It has its ups and it has its downs. Don't get me wrong. It can be a little down. You know, you can get the little hit in and out, but you find people that are able to connect you in a lot of different ways, and you get to get to the resources that you need, and people are willing to help you move forward as an entrepreneur, and they're excited because you know you may be offering a service or any kind of talent that they don't have. They love to have it. You know, so I think it's so much opportunity there, and I think that COVID was a bear for everyone when it happened, but I think it taught everybody a very valuable lesson that continues on today, and people are now utilizing those platforms and utilizing the digital presence a lot more because that's your presence to the world, not just your neighbors down the street.
So, Sandra, when we talk about the power of the chamber being an economic development chamber, and I always joke with the folks, as chambers of commerce used to be, you'd think like the old man with the stogie cigar. That's one of the things that people would always be worried about going to the chamber, and that's not what it is. Chambers have changed these days, you know, so people have a big part in it. And I always tell people to get out of the things with the chamber. It helps for you to be involved in the chamber. You have to be in the room when things happen because then you're hearing about it secondhand or third hand. Touch on the power of the chamber. And what's a misconception when you say South Hill? You have to let people know, no, that's not us. This is who we are.
Well, I left my stogie at home, so we'll
I
start with
can't.
that.
I can't. I'm not one of. I
Yeah,
can't do
I
that.
can't either.
I'm just messing.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
just
you.
messing with you. The power of the chamber is, again, it's the connections. And as Brentley said, we're in a small rural area. We know each other. We know who does what. So our chamber has been able to do that. I think our once a month lunches are proof that that's where everybody comes together. And we honor our students we have student of the month at that. So we're seeing, and those students are seeing what we're doing because they're hearing the programming and things like that. Marilyn comes to the lunches. Occasionally, I will assign seats, and you would think that I'm killing people. But it's the best thing in the world because they meet new businesses. They've told me that I did not know that business even existed here. I made a new contact today. So that's been really great. I actually had somebody to tell me I need to do that at every lunch from now on. So that's probably what's going to be coming. But that is an opportunity for the chamber, for everyone to meet everyone. As far as misconception for South Hill, I'm from here. I believe in this. I am very passionate about the town and the area, so I don't listen to misconceptions. Also, because we are great, we have a lot to offer. I can sit here and tell you all of these things that are going on, and I can keep you here for a week. That's one of the things that we do because not only are we a chamber, we're also a visitor center.
Oh.
That's open 7 days a week, sanctioned by Virginia Tourism. And we have a train museum that we stand up. And my staff is here, and they make all the magic happen. So we're all in this. That's an opportunity to bring people in and then get them out into the community so that we're moving them in and out of the businesses. We're continually marketing the businesses in so many different ways that people that are looking at it can't see anything but the good stuff with South Hill. We are the one misconception is because I'm trying to sell you right here.
Okay, I'm here to.
You need
I'm
to,
an easy.
yeah.
You know, salesmen are easy people to
Yeah.
sell.
Okay, well, you need to join my chamber, and so you don't have to live in South Hill to be a
Oh,
chamber
okay.
member.
All right. Okay.
So
'Cause
that's
I'm
never
kinda-
been a thing. That's never
kinda
been a thing
concerned.
because when I walked in 2 years ago, there were members that Microsoft is a member. They're in Boynton. They're not in South Hill. There are members that were in South Boston. There were members that were in Richmond. There were other members here when I came in. So we've just continued that. So now we actually have members from Halifax to Emporia, Roanoke Rapids, Littleton area, Richmond, Farmville, Lynchburg area. And a lot of those people have come to us to join the chamber because they've heard what good things we're doing in South Hill and how great South Hill is.
One of the things, so when I wrote down, I didn't realize, so, typically Richmond, you hear a lot of VCU, and you go a little bit further. I was shocked when I saw the presence that VCU has here. And I think most people would be. Alrighty, so what we're going to do now is we're going to turn, so I'm going to give the mic, so Dean, so we're going to go Dean, Demetria, Paula, and then we're going to open the floor up. You'll hear from them. Any questions anyone has for anyone up here, and then anyone who wants to come up and tell, the virtues of their business. You okay back there?
He got excited.
I was just wondering, trying to run a professional operation here. Not with me. No. But what we want to do is understand we're in the people business. And no matter where you go, you have to let people know about your business. I go with the whole DJ Khaled thing. We're the best. My business is small when it needs to be. A person says, I'm a small business owner. I'll be cutting that out now. I'm a business owner. Unless the government say they got something for me, then all of a sudden, I'm a small business. But it's all about friends that you have. So first up, we're going to have Dean Francis is here. And let me see. Hold on a second. Oh, there we go. Sir, the microphone is yours.
Okay, first of all, Sandra, I heard the sales pitch. I'm in. Okay.
Thank you.
And I liked how you opened today, Marilyn, with the word mindset, because I think what helps with that is when you get around a lot of other people that are hungry to go win in business and have the right kind of values, and that's kind of what this really is today. That's why I love hanging around Mike. Because then I end up meeting lots of awesome people like you. So I'm Dean Francis. I am a senior partner and CEO at OneBridge Advisors. So I started the company 3.5 years ago. My background is an investment advisor to uncover funds that small businesses typically miss. It's typically in the areas of tax credits, tax areas. Later this year, we're going to be uncovering all kinds of opportunities in the healthcare benefit space that I'm really excited about. I've been working on it for 3 years. So I'm surrounded by tax attorneys and specialized CPAs and people that just are outside of that traditional accounting world. So last time I was somewhere in this area with Mike, we were in Emporia. Yeah, and Martin, you also help with this. But so back during the pandemic, I'm going to give you an example. By the way, before I go there, how many of you would recognize the value of an extra $10,000 to a small business person today? Is that a big deal? Like that's a freaking big deal. Okay, so hold that thought. I'm coming back to it because I'm going to tell you all how that's possible for a lot of people. I would say over 50% of self-employed and small business owners actually have access to probably about $10,000 right now in a refund from the federal government that they don't know about it, and it expires on July 10th. So I'm going to hold you in suspense. because I want to go back just for a second, because Martin, you did help with this, Mike helped with this. So during the pandemic, one of the things I discovered was that people were missing the employee retention credit. I don't know if you know a lot about that, but it was worth a ton of money to businesses, and many businesses were being told, and nonprofits were being told incorrectly here in Virginia that they didn't qualify. And I'm like, no. I'm surrounded by tax attorneys that specialize in that credit. If you want to know if you qualify or not, you come talk with us, and we help you figure that out. And we ended up uncovering almost $100 million here in Virginia. But a lot of it was just kind of connecting and so forth, and meetings like this. And so anyway, with that said, a federal court case took place not too long ago called Kwong versus the United States. And in it, whoever Kwong is found out that the IRS had overcharged his company and himself a lot of money back during the pandemic. And it was worth enough to go to court, and he won. The federal court judge ruled that yes, the IRS was not supposed to charge any late fees, interest, late filing, none of that stuff from 2020 all the way through mid-2023, 3.5 years. Instead, they actually charged $300 billion across our country in that particular type late fees and interest. It affects tens of millions of people. The Wall Street Journal just reported on it, Fortune Magazine, New York Times. It's now out there, but I'm telling you, like, probably less than 1 out of every 100 people even know this, and it expires on July 10th. The IRS isn't going to just be nice and just send the money back. You actually have to make a claim. Well, in the accounting space, nobody wants to be bothered because it's going to be a hassle. The IRS, it's a special process. Make a long story short, I'll pass these cards out. If you know anyone that during that time was self-employed or in business, it is highly likely, we find it's probably 60 to 70% of those people somewhere in that 3.5 year period between their personal returns, business returns, payroll tax returns, whatever it is they are doing, they were charged some of these fees and they're recoverable. We're finding the average refund is actually closer to $15,000. I try to just say 10 because I think if someone even got 5,000, they're going to be excited, right? So we partner with a company called Tax Now. It's owned by a CPA and a tax attorney that specializes in this stuff. They have the ability to help make this simple. So you literally click a link. Within 2 minutes, you fill out a secure form. They go through all your transcripts. Within a week, they get back to you, tell you how much, and then they can file for it. And you only pay them if they recover a refund for you. So anyway, I'll pass that out, but it could be worth some significant money throughout the community. Thanks.
One of the things, so when Dean talks about the last credit that he'd worked on, that was significant. When we see what he had gotten for the Children's Hospital or, People's Advantage Federal Credit Union, and even just regular nonprofits, when you start giving them $35,000-$40,000 back, that's a significant amount. And we look at that as being a benefit. So make sure you guys go ahead and take a listen. The thing with information, if you don't know what you don't know until somebody comes and says, have you ever looked at this? So up next, we have Demetria. She is from the MBL, that is the Metropolitan Business League. Here you go.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. It does. Well, yes, and we have, and I have a squad with me today. All of my green ladies, where are you? So I'm sorry that you all missed the memo, but Green Day here at Cabiness Coaching. I'm Demetria, Small Business and Community Engagement Manager with the Metropolitan Business League. We're the fastest growing membership-based networking organization in the state of Virginia. And becoming a member of the Metropolitan Business League connects you with a network of businesses, institutions, government entities that will help you create the bridge to making your business a success. We do that by being guided by our 3 pillars, which is to guide, connect, and succeed, guiding through education, connecting through access to capital and building those relationships, and then also to succeed by allowing you to be able to expand your network and visibility in the network in the workspace, right? As entrepreneurs. So you can learn more about the Metropolitan Business League at www.thembl.org. And I'll also pass out my card in a little bit. But right now we have the Kaufman Fast Track program, which is for startups anywhere between 0 and 2 years mark for your business. And we have a cohort that's going right now, and then another one starting in July that'll end in September. So there are so many opportunities to connect. And even with the cohorts, with each session, it helps you to expand your network. We bring in organizations that add value to the resources you need as you're growing in your business. So thank you for inviting me this morning. Congratulations, Ms. Cabiness, on your new business. And see, these are the types of relationships we like at NBL, because she has a hand-holding service and that she'll guide you every step of the way. And we like to connect our network to businesses like Cabiness that's able to help you, because being in business and being an entrepreneur is a lonely space. And I always said, when I was early in my days as an entrepreneur, sometimes you need a hug and a high five, and there's nobody to do that. And networking with organizations like NBL allows you to grow in a space where you have like-minded individuals. When your family, they love you, they can't relate to the lonely road that it is to travel as an entrepreneur and a business owner. So NBL and organizations like what we do help you to have that camaraderie and supports where you need it. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So for folks who can't see, this is a packed house here. There's folks in the back over there. They're just, congratulations. South Hill showed out. Yes, they did. All right, so really, we're letting. Oh, so up next we have Paula. She's going to talk. She is the wise tax lady. As she's making her way, could you talk about the workforce development part? That's what you're doing for.
Yes, so workforce development, we're really trying to keep people in the area also. A lot of times when you're in rural communities, when you graduate, you leave. But with businesses coming to the area, who's going to work? I constantly see a gap between people needing a job and employers who need people to work. So that's the gap and the connection we want to make. I also do coaching and consulting, right? So if you don't know what you want to do, come see me. I can coach you through that. Also, organizations with challenges like turnover or not being able to hire the right fits, I also help with that.
Paula, here you go. She is the wise tax lady. That's right. She'll make sure you got the money right.
Good afternoon. Can y'all hear me? Okay, this mic is not working, but I'm loud anyhow. So can y'all hear me? How y'all doing? Okay, so Dean Francis kind of took everything that I was going to do. So I have to do a remix. Question. What does everybody in this room have in common? One thing. It's two things that everybody have in common in this room, but what's the one thing we all have in common?
Death and taxes.
Taxes, yes. The other one is food. So taxes is the thing we can't avoid. Like I said, like Mike said, I'm Paula Nelson Wise. I am a tax resolution strategist. I am the founder and CEO of Wise Tax Consultant. I am an enrolled agent. Yeah, I know you want to know what is that. I specialize in taxes. So no, I'm not a CPA. I'm not an accountant. I went to do taxes. So I learned that that's what my license needed to be in the thing that I specialize in, which is taxes. I'm able to practice in all 50 states before the IRS. My license has a logo from the IRS and the Department of Treasury stamp. So any and everything taxes, confidentially and legitimately, I can help you with. So today, since Dean Francis took my spiel, the one thing that I want to say is two things that I want to say. One, thank you. This is an awesome idea. As business owners and as individuals, we need this because a lot of times we get these ideas in our head. We want to start these businesses, but we don't know where to go. I drove 115 miles from King and Queen County. Grandma didn't teach me this. Grandma taught me how to cook. Grandma taught me how to pay bills and be responsible, but Grandma didn't teach me how to start a business. Grandma didn't teach me all the lonely nights that I would cry and I couldn't tell my husband what I was crying about because he didn't understand. So I'm saying this to her because I want her to know that I appreciate what you're doing and helping us to get it together. So now that we've come to her and got it together and we start these businesses, what do? The number one thing that I'm seeing in the tax industry with my clients, and I have multi-million-dollar clients all over the world, the amount of money you make makes no difference if you don't know what you're doing. The foundation of your business, first you have to have your mind right. So once she helped you get your mind right, then you have to know what is it that you're going to do to structure your business the right way. When you get to that point, where do I start? What structure do I use? What entity do I use? All of that has to be figured out before you even start the first step. Then once you get into the business, the second biggest mistake that I see is record keeping in books. This is not Paula's rule. This is the IRS rule. Your books have to be together. I'm not saying QuickBooks. I don't care if you use spreadsheets, however you do it. The IRS wants receipts when they come for you. Any and everybody is subject to be audited, even me. Which brings me to my next point. We have audit monitoring services. I pull it every 7 days. I can see if the IRS is coming for you way ahead of time. Nominal fee to pay to know that they're coming, because if I tell you they're coming, then I can help you fix the problem before they get there. So with that being said, thank you all for your time. Thank you for stealing my show. And also, too, the last part is I wear many hats, but I'm also a licensed insurance agent. Why? Because I realize that everybody in this room is not going to be here forever. And everybody in this room is going to have a family member that is going to be on their way out. But did we prepare? So it's not even about the money, it's about the preparation and what you do, because you can have millions of dollars and you don't know what to do with it, but you lose your loved one and then here we are, your business goes down. So that's why I combine the two together, because that's what I find that in the rural area where I live, financial literacy is a big thing. So that's the heart of my life. I'm big on education. So I'm gonna stop talking because I could talk all day long, but since Dean took my show, I didn't really know what to say, but y'all kind of figured it out. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, lady. Now you see why I don't take Paula with me places. But she is excellent. One thing that she did talk about before me had said was, don't be afraid of the IRS. Go and have help. And getting the right help is really a big thing. Brent, let's talk about attraction of businesses to the area. Let's get your sales pitch for South Hill for business, whether it's small business starting or either it is larger businesses attracting them here. You have success stories, obviously, data centers, VCU. Talk about the attraction of what South Hill brings.
Well, we sell it as we're the crossroads of the future.
Oh, I like
South Hill.
I like that one.
Has the intersection of US 1, Interstate 85, and 58. So you have the highway that travels from the east to the west. You have the interstate that goes from the north to the south, and then you have US 1, of course, north and south. One of the success stories and what we push out to many businesses, and it's a hard task when you're looking at a corporate business of any size or any scale, a major employer, is one of the main questions they're going to come with you first is, where am I going to find the workforce? And where are we going to live?
Oh.
Because they're coming with a spouse. They're coming with children. They're coming with all those peak components that they have to be happy too. So fortunately, we sit right in the middle of two Great Lakes down here. So it's a lot of outdoor recreation. We have our Rails to Trails piece. I think Sandra was a component of that back in the day at VTC. In her former life, putting the whole trail system in that people can go and enjoy outside, that was part of the old railroad track. And it's a lot of other different components. But another piece that people don't look at or don't realize is we are located right in the central location between Richmond and Raleigh. So you're 1 hour away from two major cities. You are 2 hours from the beach and you're 2 hours from the mountain. So you can literally be pretty much anywhere in 2 hours from South Hill, Virginia. That's a major component. Also, so quality of life is a big piece, and that all falls into what I was just explaining. And then also for any kind of like major retailer, any kind of restaurant, things like that, as we're pushing. These corporate businesses and different organizations, they look at rooftops, which is really interesting. So South Hill is still considered a population of 4,800 people on paper. But in reality, as Sandra can probably explain to you in working with local businesses and a lot of other people, there are thousands of people that are in and out of the town every day or coming through the town every day. We just looked last year. We brought in, based on our meals and lodging tax alone, we did almost $70 million in hotel stays and food sales in the town limits of South Hill. That does not include restaurants on the outskirts. That's those two components alone. So this year, we were able to eliminate all personal property tax. So the car tax, all that went away because we're generating, and that revenue, you go back to what you're talking about, tourism and outside money. That's all new money coming to town. So we're not burdening our taxpayers. That's a huge attraction to someone who's looking for this area and was like, okay, so they are actually working for the taxpayers. They're looking out for the taxpayers, making sure that our people that live here enjoy these great comforts and are not paying all these taxes. And at the same time, we're just collecting that interstate money and bringing in that revenue of these people just traveling through. So it's a few components there. It's a lot more. I could go on all day about this, about the things that we do to attract, because every business is different. Every business is unique. There are different drivers for everyone. And sometimes you would be shocked at how simple it is or the little tweaks that they look for.
There you go. So one of the things we look at when, like you said, they would look at it South Hill as a small town. I went to Richmond in 2014, and we came from the mountains of Penn State. And so when we went to Richmond, it was all the capital of the Confederacy, all of that. One thing happened, and when they took the statutes out, it changed Richmond. And then all of a sudden, Richmond went from, sort of that smallish town, whatever, to now they're on, a lot of the list of you have to go sees. What that did was it started pushing people into other areas. In the past, if you made 60 grand, you'd probably be okay in Richmond. Then that went away. So now you got to go, now people start going to Petersburg. Okay, well, you're okay. But now the casino came and this whole cluster for the medications being made in Petersburg. You got to go to Dinwiddie now. So if you got 60 grand, you can go and ball out in Dinwiddie. And that's what people, and that's what, see, and that's what people are looking at here. It's going to come to a point where South Hill, it's popular. People are coming here. People are doing things. Next thing you know, it's the overflow effect. And people started hitting the other areas that are around. Okay, we're coming to the part of the program where you're going to tell a story about your business. Okay, I don't want to do like they do in school. I don't want to start calling people out because I will. See, that's what we're talking about. Okay, so here you go. You know what? So that's what we're talking about, being obedient. There you go. Okay, so you're going to turn and face that way to the camera and tell us who you are, what you do.
Okay, my name is Deshana Carr. I work with a nonprofit. We are Community Investment Collaborative. We love a good acronym, so you will hear us say CIC a lot. We are a CDFI. We work very closely with RISE and with SBA. We are a hub for entrepreneurs. We offer a 16-week cohort workshop. We offer that twice a year. We are taking applications right now. You can do that on our website. You can talk to Laura Coleman, who's with me today, my coworker. She is our Entrepreneur Impact Manager, and she is over the workshop. What I do, I am our loan officer for Southern Virginia. I cover everything in Go Virginia Region 3, so that's here and everywhere around here. We do loans for the entire state of Virginia. We are well on our way to $500,000 in small business loans.
There you go.
Thank you. I love that. We offer microloans beginning at $10,000 for small businesses, up to $100,000 if you are an established business, meaning you've been in business at least 12 months. We work with startups. We work with businesses who have a hard time getting funding from banks. I take applications anytime. You can reach us on our website. You can talk to Laura. We have some graduates in the building. We have volunteers in the building. We are very, very, very proud of our volunteer who has opened her business today.
You keep looking over here.
Yes, right here. Right here. Yes, she is one of our volunteers who was in our very first workshop and is now worked in some capacity with CIC from day one. So of course we had to be here to support. But if you're looking for additional information about how CIC works, what we can do for your business, we can be reached at www.cicville.org, or you can talk to Laura or myself today or one of our other superstar volunteers. We also have a student who's in the workshop in the audience today, so you can ask about that. I also love to say that if you are a graduate of our 16-week workshop, you get a 3% break on your interest rate for your loan. So you get the education support and you get the lending support. I have some people in here today that I'm going to talk to about being guests on our monthly series, our Finance Your Business series. It is a free workshop to everyone. It's held virtually this month. It'll be held next Wednesday, and it is all about bookkeeping, which I heard today, and our person who is going to be over the that series for that session is here. And I actually want to pass the mic to her. I don't know if she planned to say anything, but I think it's a good time for her to do so. So come on up here.
That must have been the lady in the back, like.
Yeah, she was like, I watched her the whole time, like, those are my people. And I could not give her a shameless plug. So I want her to tell you about her business and about her role with CIC too. So thank you very much. Here you go.
Thank you. I did not plan on this, so pardon if I'm a little sporadic. I need your card because I'm looking for a CPA not CPA, I'm looking for an EA that I can confidently partner with in the area. So absolutely, I want your card. I own GSD Bookkeeping, just put out a new website a couple days ago. Check it out, gsdbookkeepingllc.com. My name is Katie Van Hughes. Thank you very much. And I've been working with CIC and RISE for a couple of sessions. I volunteer doing as a work group leader. And I am going to be putting on that record keeping workshop because that is my bread and butter. I love meeting with small business owners, finding out what they need, what they're missing, where they are, and meeting them where they are with no judgment. Because I can absolutely tell you, everybody's a little bit of a mess and everybody just needs a little bit of support. And that's why we're here, building a team and a network to help these small businesses be successful. So absolutely check it out. Come to the Finance Your Business series, and I look forward to seeing you.
What's something that people should know if they're not doing right now? They better start doing it as soon as they walk out of here.
Get a business banking account and do not combine your business and personal expenses. Keep it separate. And you know what? More documentation is better than less. Save everything, and your CPA or your EA will be very happy with you.
There you go. Thank you. All right, folks, that's what we're doing here. Okay, that's her phone and everything is right there. All righty, so who's next? Who's next going to tell us about their business? There you go. Come on. Oh, I'm sorry. Where's the question?
So my business, I use ADP, which is a company that takes care of the payrolls and all of those things. Is that better, or do I focus on bookkeepers versus using a company like ADP? Because ADP is expensive. They can be very expensive. But in the same token, how is that balancing all with small businesses? And I don't know what we consider small business. I consider myself a small business. I have 15 staff. But in that 15 staff, there's a lot that comes with all of that. So it was just easier for me to work with ADP than it was for me to reach out to bookkeepers and other companies like that, as well as bookkeepers can be expensive too. So I'm just trying to see how you're balancing all of that out for a small business.
Okay, so that's the power of this thing right there. We got folks in the room who really can help with that. Who want to take a stab at that one? Paula Nelson.
Okay, so thank you for being honest. ADP, from what I know about ADP, I have some clients that use ADP, does your payroll processing. But when it comes to your books, I don't know if ADP does bookkeeping to where they can substantiate where your money went. Your record keeping and bookkeeping basically says, this is how much money I have, This is what went in, this is what went out, this is how it's categorized. When you look at the easiest way to think about it, when you look at your tax return, if you look at the middle section of your tax return, it shows you all of the expenses that you can legally claim. If ADP doesn't do that, then you won't be able to effectively and efficiently fill out that part. So your business could be leaving money on the table. You could be underreporting. It's a lot of different things that could be happening. So the reason why I said both is because yes, you need payroll to make sure that you keep your staff paid, but also you need record keeping / bookkeeping to be able to make sure that everything balances out. Because I'm not a bank, but most of the time, everywhere that I've ever been and ask them for money, they want your profit and loss, they want your balance sheet. And if you don't have those, then they're going to say, well, okay, there are some people that come with a spreadsheet, an Excel sheet, but you have to have some type of record keeping, because if not, you more than likely are doing a disservice to yourself and you're missing out on a lot of deductions that you wouldn't know about if you don't have the service. So yes, it can be expensive. ADP is not the only one. There are other payroll companies that you can use. I mean, I would say, I'm not gonna name any, but explore some and see what they're able to offer you. But also too, get a consultation with Katie. Let Katie kind of help you, or somebody else. I'm not gonna I just say Katie because she was just there. But have a conversation. Get educated first. Don't just jump into it because everybody doesn't know what they're doing. And don't get somebody offline that you have no way of vetting what they're really doing, because that will do you a disservice too. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be quiet. Majority of my clients are down in Georgia and Alabama. They're multi-million-dollar businesses. Their books are so jacked up, and they're coming from accountants and CPAs. No shade, but when you know the difference between the two, there's a difference between accounting and bookkeeping and taxes. There are accountants that double and CPAs that double as EAs. They have both licensed, so they give you the best of both worlds. But there are also some accounting firms and CPA firms that throw in taxes as a service, but they don't have the full scope of everything that you need in order to give you the best scenario, the best bottom line.
The bookkeeper will give you all of that?
The bookkeeper will have your numbers in alignment so that you know accurately what your business is and is not doing.
So add that the bookkeeper may have resources for multiple different payroll companies and will be able to tell you in your situation, based on your number of employees and how frequently you pay them, the best cost is this option. They have that.
That's the magic of this thing right here. When you get people to be able to answer the questions, could you touch on when a person walks in and talking about a loan, having their act together, because it changes how you walk in. If you have a relationship with the bank, before you touch on that.
So, as far as lending goes, please have your ducks in a row. They don't have to be perfectly in a row, but it saves me time. It saves you time. Yes, I'm going to ask for your cash flow and your profit loss statement. I'm going to ask to see your business bank account. I want to see that you didn't buy the new Jordans from your business bank account. I don't want to see where you went out to eat with your family. That's going to raise red flags, and I'm going to have questions. Is there going to be an automatic denial? No, but I may refer you to our financial management planning team to help you get those things in alignment, because if those are the type of decisions you're making now, you're not ready for lending because you're not going to do the things you need to do for that business to be successful. I want you to make sure that while your credit isn't perfect, you're able to talk to me about the imperfections that are in your credit. Luckily for Community Investment Collaborative, credit is not the end all be all. When I pull your credit, if it's a little low, a little questionable, you're rebuilding, we can talk about that. But if I pull your credit and you can't explain to me why you opened 5 accounts last week and you're coming to me for additional money, then we have to have a different type of conversation. So you just want to make sure that your business is business. I love telling customers and clients all the time, the business of business is business. Mm-hmm. Handle your business. Yes. Those are the things that you want to remember, but don't be afraid to ask questions of people who are more knowledgeable. Because another thing I like to say is it can't make dollars if it doesn't make sense. Get the information that you can from the sources that are there for you. If you don't know where the resources are, get with someone with RISE, get with someone with CIC, because if we don't have the answer to your question, we know someone who does.
Thank you. Let the church say amen. With that one. Alrighty, so is anybody else want to talk about or question?
Yes, My name is Teresa Stiff, and I'm a faith-based author, but I'm also the founder and CEO of A Faith That Works, which consists of A Faith That Works Transportation Services and A Faith That Works Transitional Center. I am brand new. I do not know what I'm doing. I promise you. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where to go to find the resources or anything that I need to get started, but I know the housing is just not enough. And what I do is those who I have worked for 35 years in the Department of 25 years in the Department of Corrections. And I went all the way up through the ranks, all the way to unit manager. So I have seen the needs of those who, when it's time for them to come back out into society, some of them don't have a home plan or don't have anywhere to go. And sometimes that can prevent them from coming home if they don't have a place to go. And so that's where I come in. And I want to make sure that I'm providing the housing and everything that they need, the job skills, so that when they come back, they won't have to resort to going back into incarceration because nothing is working for them in society.
There who has the answer of what you're trying to do. You don't have to figure it out. You have the mission. The thing that you got to do is find somebody to help you go down that path. I would say in this room, there's resources here, but also involvement in the chamber. I can't stress it enough. I knew people, people knew me. Like, I didn't go to a lot of the chamber luncheons because I'm not really that kind of people person. And it's a lot of room with a lot of people. So, next thing you know, I'm sponsoring the luncheons because it turns into being in that room. So there's somebody who can help you in this room or at the chamber. You don't have to know everything. You just take that step, and there'll be somebody there who can help you. You got my info, so there you go. Thank you. And now I'm a long way away. I'm in another country almost, but we can reach out and try and make some magic happen. Anybody else?
I am Tiffany Farrell, the founder and CEO of Carefully Anchored. We are a caregiver advocacy and consulting agency. So, what I do is I help caregivers learn how to navigate the complexities of the healthcare system. As a caregiver myself and an entrepreneur, like both can be lonely roads. Like until you become a caregiver, you have no idea how alone you feel surrounded by people. I have a huge family, but sometimes on this journey, like I just felt like I was in it by myself. So that birthed the business, and I realized the need to help caregivers understand and see that they're not alone. So, like I said, I help with consulting and teaching them how to advocate for their loved ones because I myself had to advocate really hard for my father to get a kidney transplant. One health system told us no, he's not a viable candidate. I'm like, God didn't say that. Went to a different system. My dad is now 7 years post kidney transplant. Doing amazing. So I just take my experience and what I have learned throughout this journey. I say I let my bloopers become everybody else's blueprint so I can teach them like what to do. I can be found at carefullyanchored.com or you can email me info@carefullyanchored.com. I'm located in South Boston, but I will service any of the surrounding areas. Thank you so much.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
Who takes care of the caregiver? Because the caregiver won't stop. I know I married one, and when I'm saying stop, we might be taking up the boxing gloves because you guys won't stop.
Honestly, nobody, which is why I'm here to remind them that self-care is equally as important. I have health ailments now that I'm trying to correct because I did not take care of myself because I lost myself taking care of my parents, both of my parents. So and they're still living, so I'm still on this caregiver journey, but I'm learning that it's okay to sometimes step back and remember myself and not have that guilt when doing that.
All right, who else we got? So we have your. There we go. So I was gonna call out the catering lady. Now I didn't want to have to, but
Right to that time, right?
it's been that
Getting to
time.
that time.
Step.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Pamela Crutchfield, and I am catering the event today. I want to say thank you to Ms. Cabiness for reaching out. I recently retired in October from the federal government, and I love cooking. I've been cooking all my life. So when I retired, I was like, what am I going to do? Not that I don't have enough to do because I'm raising 3 little girls, but anyway, food is what I love. So I started cooking, and I said, well, let me see if I can start, my own little business. And I put it out there, and it's been amazing. I'm so blessed, and it's really been word of mouth. I don't do a lot of advertising. Most of the time when I do events, I forget to take pictures. I forget to do videos. So it's just been, me doing the events and, people telling people about me and people calling me and reaching out. And it's been more than I can ever, imagine. And I'm enjoying it. I'm bringing my family along with me right now. They're my employees. I'm looking to reach out and get a few more because business is booming. So I hope you guys really enjoy the meal today. And if you need someone to cater an event, I live in Broadnax, Virginia, right around the corner. But we travel. I've been to North Carolina, other areas, trying to just kind of reach out as people call for me. So if you need a caterer after today, hopefully the food will be amazing, and you all feel free to reach out. And again I just want to thank Miss Cabiness because even coming just to cater the event, I'm learning because I'm listening to everyone and everything that everybody is saying, and I'm picking up some good nuggets, and so I'm very appreciative of that. So thank you guys.
Thank you. Congratulations. Next, you're up, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rothstein Campbell. I'm the owner of Provision Multimedia Enterprises. I am the photographer here today to capture this event video-wise. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, ma'am. Thank everybody here. My business, we cover 3 areas. Okay. Talk about the first area. That is your online presence. Everyone wants to look good online, whether it's through correspondence, whether it's through on your website, whether it's through you just passing your picture out there. So our business, we cover headshots. We do personal headshots and we do corporate headshots. I'm in a contract now with a corporate operation in Richmond, about 75 employees, so we can handle the volume. Next area was we handle events. We can do your corporate events. We can do your personal events. Next week, I got a surprise birthday party my company is doing. So we can handle that. And then also, this is my bread and butter for 2026, is I'm focusing on portraits. And when I say portraits, I'm saying legacy. How many people in here have a legacy that's within your reach? When I say legacy, I'm talking about parent, grandparent, great-grandparent, some type of veteran, anyone that has a story. That person, if you're not walking in your home and you looking on a wall and smiling when you see that portrait of them, then you need me. Our company can fix that. I come home every day and look at a 13-year-old picture of me, my wife, and my 2 boys. And I just never really thought about it. So legacy is what we're really focusing on this year, is capturing that legacy before that legacy is no longer here. I'm specifically targeting long-term care facilities. That's what I'm really targeting. So if you know anyone that needs any one of those services, you can find me at pbme.org. Number 804-701-1505. And please get a card from me. I'm looking to serve.
His legacy project is amazing. So he talks about, older folks. I got some miles on me. And so, the idea that you don't want some picture that they got from 87 to be the last picture that people see of you. So that's right. Take a look at him. He carries around a photo album. Like, that's old school, but it works. So, all right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Who's up next? Really, you're the next contestant.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jeanette Grimes. I am the CEO of Lazille Enterprises, where we are leading and leaving a legacy of zeal. I am a 7-time best-selling author and publisher. We are happy about what we do, and we ask you to come. Let us help you be happy about what you do.
Well, okay.
I also do coaching. I'm an international trainer. And I just want to add, I've changed a little bit about my business. I just want to let people know I don't play with my time nor yours. We have taken most authors from computer to community in about 3 months. So that's what we look at. So if you're interested, let me know. and it is Lezeal Enterprises, LEZEAL.org, based on the scripture Romans 12 and 11. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor serving the Lord.
I ain't following that. It's like I'm laying the microphone down after that one. Thank you. Good night. God bless. And I'm out with that one. I can understand. Okay. That's the way. That right there is telling people about your business and why they should partner with you. All right. Who's next?
The name of my business is Oils and More, etc. LLC. I'm on the outskirts of South Hill, not in the town, but I'm interested in the chamber. I sell designer handbags, designer jewelry. I do wholesale and I sell it retail price. So if anyone is interested in coming to see me, I'm at 1724 Plank Road, South Hill, Virginia. I'm a Black-owned business, Black lady, proud to be where I am today. I do have a story. I do have a testimony. And also I have men colognes and perfumes. So everyone is welcome to come out and shop with me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on other social media platforms.
How can we find you on those platforms?
Oils and More, etc. Just put that in.
There you go.
And I was invited today by Elder Rachel Brown. And I attended an event in Richmond with Ms. Grimes. So I'm out there. I do like events.
It's about the people that you know putting. I always talk about, and this is what I do as we close out, putting the right people in the right rooms at the right time. If you're on the outside looking in, you're in the wrong place. Because when people make information known, you're hearing it second, third hand. 2 weeks down the road, you're hearing about something like the thing with Dean. If you're hearing about this in August, you're going to wonder what happened. How did I miss out? So that is it. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you. Already, you guys, anyone up here to let people know how they can find you? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, we have one more.
Well, there you go. We ain't gonna shortchange you. You got the green on.
Yes. Hello, I'm Tracy Farrell. I am the founder of HR Covered. What I do is bring HR services to small businesses who are not yet large enough to need an HR department, but you want that HR expertise to help you navigate not only your people solutions, but help you scale your business to support your growing staff as you get more business. So I can be reached at www.hrcoveredllc.com or 404, sorry, it's a Atlanta number, 404-436-2001. Sorry,
Hey,
I was a little nervous.
Don't worry about it. When we talk about HR, I always joke, one of my good friends, Mindy Flanagan, has Inspiring HR. And like HR is the person who scares business, your people. Because, you know, the only time you really like HR is when they call you, say you got the job. Everything after that is kind of like, oh, the HR person is here. But that's not really it. You guys, she tells me it's about mitigating risk. See, I've hung around some HR folks that was.
Yes. Hello, I'm Tracy Farrell. I am the founder of HR Covered. What I do is bring HR services to small businesses who are not yet large enough to need an HR department, but you want that HR expertise to help you navigate not only your people solutions, but help you scale your business to support your growing staff as you get more business. So I can be reached at www.hrcoveredllc.com or 404, sorry, it's a Atlanta number, 404-436-2001.
One of the things, so if you thought that you were shaky, think about that you hadn't gotten up or you hadn't come here. And so, because that's something right there to get up and tell people your story. All righty, folks, up here. Oh, so we'd like to thank the MBL. Demetria, any last words you want to let people know about MBL?
Back to the MBL website, sharing those success stories and letting the community know that there's opportunity for everyone. If you're not SWAM certified, we can connect you with SBSD, help you get SWAM certified. And if there's other things you need every interaction with me could be different for everyone. It's dependent upon what you need for your business. And so, like yesterday, I had to go over to our headquarters for a class. I was almost late because I had some last minute requests from members and non-members. They needed information about the bidding process. And I want to make sure that when you send me that message, I get it to you as soon as you send it, because our workload is heavy. We do a lot of great work at MBL. And so because of how we have to move all the time, when you send me that request, when I respond, I'm responding with your answer, right? And so connect, spread the word that MBL is kind of fostering the way for those opportunities. And when you come to Petersburg for those info sessions, it gives you direct access to the general contractors. So when you come to the MBL office in Petersburg, right, it's about every month, it puts you right in front of Andacor Cordish and the Davis Construction team. Those are the decision makers. That's where you're submitting your bids for those contracts. And if you have questions, it gives you direct access. There's truly no middle person. We are a bridge from where you want to be to where you're going, and for opportunities. Not only that, but any opportunity. The ecosystem is vast and almost endless, right? And building all the time through opportunities like this. We've just today, I need to collect some cards today because now we can connect with each other and help each other in expanding our resources, right? Yeah, that's it.
So one of the things I'd just like to give a shout out to Floyd, Dr. Derek Rufus, and Demetria for all the great things you're doing with MBL. So thank you. Dean Francis, anything? Yes, sir. Thank you. He always wants to make sure we get the pictures. I bought a jacket for him today. Paula, anything as we wrap up?
Mike always teases me about where I'm from, but honestly, I just want to say, utilize everybody that you have at your disposal, and don't be embarrassed. We all started somewhere, and make sure you're on point with your taxes.
There you go. Thank you. Martin Short.
Yes, this has been great. I just want to echo a few things. Mike, when we were doing COVID's midst, and the federal government had these funds, right? A lot of the small businesses were ineligible because they hadn't filed their taxes, and and whatever they had just wasn't sufficient enough, and it just knocked them out. And as a result, some of those businesses closed down. It's very important. Another piece I want to say, folks, we went through COVID. Okay? Don't ever second guess that something like that will ever happen. So have an emergency preparedness plan inside your business plan. Okay? Please. Because COVID caught us flat-footed. We didn't know what to do, how to respond. We didn't know what it was, and we had to shut down. So please, it is very important. The other piece is, yes, get out of the building, as they would say, network. A big piece of business, become a successful business, is developing healthy relationships. Business is built around relationships. Okay? Because when you don't know something, but you know somebody who does, that person can help you. And one hand washes the other type of thing. Okay? And the other piece is you can reach us at sba.gov. Okay? www.sba.gov. We have online workshops. Also, we have the counseling piece. We have access to capital. We have, she knows, we have the capital piece, and then we have government contracting. Then we have disaster. So if you want my card, I'm willing to give you one, and we're here to help you. And I wish you guys the most success that you could possibly have. All right.
There you go. Sandra?
Well, I want to thank all of you for coming today and listening to everything. I think that there's some partnerships to be made in this room, some partnerships to be made with us at the Chamber, and you can contact me at Sandra@southhillchamber.com. All lowercase, make sure it's 2 H's and South and Hill, because if not, I won't get it. We're also located at 201 South Mecklenburg Avenue, the depot building there. Look for the big red caboose, you'll find us. We have the museum there and the visitor center. I would love to help all of you, and just remember, we're connectors. So when you come in to connect with us, I might not be the person you need to talk to, but I can get you to that person. And if I don't know that person, I'm going to work to find out who that is for you, because that's what we do.
Right?
Perfect.
Well, you can find me at southhillva.org. I'm right there, face on the screen, cell phone number, my personal cell phone number, actually, is on there, email. And to everyone here today, thank you all for coming. Thank you. South Hill's so glad to have you here. I know Marilyn's definitely glad to have you here. We're glad to have her here. And if you are watching this or you're sitting in this room and you're still trying to figure out how to start a business, that's on you. Because I think everybody in here just told you have a resource. It's your choice whether you choose to use it or not use it. So that's what I got for you. Thank you all so much.
All righty, folks. Here we are, Marilyn.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody again. Thank you, Mike. MikeKingBiz. Check him out.
Yeah.
Mike.
Remember that conversation a long time ago? It's funny. It took to go from Brunswick to Emporia to Richmond. Now we're here in South Hill. Congratulations on this. This is a packed up. This is.
We have some good food, so make sure you
Oh,
stay.
yeah,
We also have door prizes, so we'll be doing those in just a few minutes. Heart and Soul Catering, thank you. Thank you to all the panelists who agreed to come and share information and everybody else that came
So,
as
but
well.
you got to thank somebody else. I see the man standing there smiling right there.
Yes, my
You
husband,
see?
my family,
I see, there
my
they go.
daughter in the back,
Everybody's
that's my
there.
son, yes.
All righty, so congratulations. It's all about pulling the journey together. We just like to thank you guys. You never know when you're going to go through things, and it's always about the people who make magic happen. It's about, people talk about access to capital. Sometimes that capital are people. And it's not about when or what, it can be who. You know, thank Dean, he helped me out with some things going on recently. You never know who the people are who come through for you. So I'm just happy to be down here in South Hill. I had a great time. We're going to check out the food. My wife said not too much, Mike, because, you know, okay, we don't want you getting carried away. Yes. All right, so folks, if you need me, you can see a lot of this before I mean, Mr. Campbell gets to do official video. I can't wait. See, I'm like that person. I'm on live right now. Oh, and sometimes the videographer people like I'm stealing, you know, the thunder, you know, because I'm just about getting the content out there. No matter what it looks, sometimes doesn't look all that great. But we were in the room and the magic was happening. People had questions here today. There'll be somebody in this room who can say, yeah. And one last time, go join the chamber. Get involved with the chamber, folks. All right, folks. Thank you. Yes, sir. MikeKingBiz is where you find me on the social platforms or on the mic with Mike RVA. Mike at MikeKingBiz. Mike at MikeKing.biz. Just, you don't want to say Google me, but yeah. That's the easiest way. People get to me and I don't know who they are and how they got to me. But we're here to help. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.